3, 2, 1, let's go, 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 go. It's time for the Fuckery. You're now tuned into the most unpredictable podcast on the World Wide Web.
It's about to shut it.
Shut it! It's Say It Loud, hosted by Karen House.
Down. Hey!
Across all major platforms, and you are locked in.
You're locked in.
You know what it is. Pour up a glass of wine, ladies. Let the Henny flow, fellas. And get ready to turn the second meter up to Rick Status. It's Karen Hill live on Say It Loud Radio on your favorite internet platform, streaming live.
Hey guys, it's another episode of Say It Loud. The fuck is up? I had the pleasure this evening of recording with one of my besties in my head, Too Much Game podcast, Uncle Dolomite, and I'm so excited to be on here that I was like, nah, we dropping this on both platforms, and we just gonna hit them from both ends. So pour your drink up, get ready, sit back, relax. Me and Uncle Dolomite from Too Much Game podcast. We talking men, women, and the fuckery. Bring it.
And then there was bass. Good evening, motherfuckers and motherfuckers. This is your host, Young Dolomite, of the Too Much Game podcast, live from the Boom Boom Room once again. Today I have a very, very special guest. My friend, my bestie online, Karen L. from the Say It Loud brand and podcast. How you doing tonight, Karen L.?
I'm good. I'm well. I'm so happy to be here with you in this space and this energy. I love your hoodie, by the way.
Thank you very much. I got it from a close friend of mine.
I love it.
Man, so how are you doing tonight?
I'm hanging in there. You know, I'm in New York, so we're getting locked down and all that kind of stuff again. But you know, it's good creative space and good time to work, so I'm good.
Okay, yeah, and y'all got that potent level of coronavirus out there.
Her name is Miss Rona.
Man.
And, you know, we all scared of her. So yeah, it's serious out here. They just closed schools and the movie theater never came back, and it's just we're going into that whole mode of lockdown again. So yeah, the gyms barely open back up. It's real out here. It's really real.
And it's a trip because like out here, like even at the height of the whole coronavirus thing, like a lot of us was out here kind of chilling while y'all was locked down. We was hearing about New York, like y'all got some shit we didn't get. It was way worse.
If you've ever been to New York and you've been to Times Square and you know like this the city that never sleeps, and it's true, then it's been crazy. Like it's just all the lights are out. The theaters are not open. Broadway shut down. Like I've never seen anything like this before. You can't. I mean, there was one point where you couldn't even get toilet paper. Like you go to the supermarket, it's just like, oh, you could get 2 rolls if you could find it. You know, like it's been crazy out here. Everything just you couldn't move for 3 months. You just couldn't do anything. Like literally go to the supermarket and go home. That was it.
Yeah, that shit is like I Am Legend or some shit.
Yeah, that's exactly how it's been. And now, I mean, we opened up a little bit, but now we're going back to that shutdown again. So who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah, because we had a quarantine, but it was a soft quarantine. Like the mall, like the mall were closed. The malls, bars, clubs, like, you know, shit where you know it's gonna be 1,000 niggas all on top of each other. Like all that shit was closed. Yeah. For the most part, life was normal out here. It was a lot less traffic on the freeways and the schools were closed. But at the same time, like a lot of people were still doing a lot of regular shit on the low.
Yeah.
Like people were still having kickbacks on the low. You know, just what we're going to do.
Yeah.
You know, we ain't going to put a flyer out, but we just going to spread the word on Instagram and niggas just going to pop up at the thing. Like, but even when niggas was catching the Rona, like people were surviving. Because, you know, in the beginning, like New York, it was like everybody knew somebody who was dying. Like we was like, they got some different shit than we got.
No, it was bad. There was one point where they were actually bringing like trucks with refrigerators to the hospital for the bodies.
Yeah.
Like there was times where there was like undertakers didn't have room for bodies and stuff like that. Like, no, it got really real here for a minute. You know what I mean? Where it was just like, you can't go to your friend's funeral, your family member's funeral. Like, you can't do any of that. Like, none of that's happening. So it was crazy for a minute. And then things kind of opened back up and people started acting like we didn't have
like
a problem.
That shit never
and
was
they
here
out
in the first
chilling
place.
and partying and whatever. And now we just right back at the same place again. So
that's scary fucking shit.
Yeah, they probably gonna lock us down again and then we can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
And we get nothing.
Yeah,
That's what I'm expecting now.
Yeah, as a truck driver, it's cool because I'm like, well, that's good. No more traffic. I'm going to go ahead and get my work day done way faster now. But at the same time, it's like the mall going to be back closed, so I'm not going to be able to try on shoes and clothes no more. Like, fuck. But New York.
Honestly, when things do get back to normal, some things still won't go back to the way they were. I think things have changed so much, honestly, that I don't expect everything to go back the same way. Like some things, it's like, why wasn't we doing that in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Now
Like
it was like we did it through the corona. Like for instance, like schools, like every kid, we can't give every kid a computer. Now every kid got a computer.
Exactly.
We can't have a virtual doctor's appointment. Now the doctor's saying to log on to Zoom. So I think some things I'm like, well, now they tracking your phone for COVID. I'm like, well, why y'all can't do that to the pedophiles? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's some stuff that it was like, well, if y'all could have done this, why have we not done this before? And no, now we're not going back.
Yeah, me and my sister talked about this shit because she was like, I don't never want to go back to work. Like, I don't want to go to my office no more. Like, if I can work from home, if all this shit was possible the whole time, why the fuck am I going to work? Why do I got to get dressed?
I mean, I agree with that. And I think if you're a business owner, for a lot of business owners, hello, you was paying $20,000 rent for us to be up in that office. And now you could save yourself a lot of money if you just let everybody work from home.
Yeah.
So
Give
I
them
think
a bunch of cool laptops.
But it's true. Get everybody a laptop. And make sure you pay them enough that they got Wi-Fi, and then boom, you cut that overhead. So I think some businesses are just not going to be the same anymore, and some things are just not going to be the same for us.
Yeah, like, you know, I did an episode about this shit like when around like the beginning of the show because the quarantine had happened like early in my show and shit, and I was talking about like, you know, companies that learn how to scale and learn how to move around the way that things are going to be, they're going to do very well in this shit because they're going to cut a lot of overhead, not having to pay building rent. And, you know, a lot of shit is going to be handled through shipping and receiving as opposed to hand in hand and having stock on hand. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of shit is going to change. A lot of motherfuckers going to move different. And a lot of people that was small going to get big and a lot of people that was big going to get small. Rest in peace to Sizzler.
Yeah, I'm not even mad at that though. Sometimes that needs to happen. You know what I mean? It's just evolution and the process of things. I'm always rooting for the underdog, so I feel like go ahead, like let's change because clearly what we were doing wasn't working well enough. So
no,
let's change it anyway and see what happens.
I'm just glad niggas is washing their hands now.
Yeah. Hopefully, some people learn how to do that.
Yeah, because
properly.
It was a big emphasis on personal hygiene. Like now motherfuckers don't want to shake your hand and hug you because I'm the type of person that I'm not an affectionate dude. I don't like being touched no damn way. So now it's dope that you can't touch me. Please get the fuck back. And
yeah, I'm not. That's like some people are really sad about this and like we can't be around people and do stuff. And I'm just like, I didn't really like being around some of y'all anyway.
Yeah,
so
quarantine.
I'm good.
That shit was right up my alley.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. I don't really miss too many people. I'm good.
Yeah, I was like, this is fucking perfect. I don't have to be fucking with niggas. I don't gotta pop out. Oh man, sorry dog, I'm quarantining.
Yeah.
Hey man, pull up to this shit. Nah, man. Who all over there? Oh, it's gonna be more than 6 people? Nah, man, I can't show up. Coronavirus.
You knew that already. Nah, I'm good with this. This is fine with me.
Yeah, that shit was like, it's perfect for me. Like I loved it. I'm like, my family is home. My kids don't gotta go to school. My wife is here. Like my family.
What else did you need?
Exactly. I'm like, dude, this shit is perfect now. Like, I'm loving it.
This is like a long summer.
Yeah, it's a
good.
hell of a vacation. You know,
yeah, we chilling.
Yeah, because
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, for the outside people, but the thing is, like, we both Scorpios, so I think this shit really works for like us. But like Leos, they
the
this
cabin
shit.
fever.
Yeah, the people who like to be out and moving and grooving and being out on the scene, I know this shit is killing them.
Yeah,
Like,
I got some people that are like, Karen, you don't want to go out. I'm like, no. Like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, you can.
And they killing them. I got to do something. I'm like, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, you can keep that outside. I'm not worried about that shit. It ain't never really been my thing. Like, I've been a house cat forever. So now that everybody is forced to be a house cat, cool. More people.
I lay low. So
yeah, I be telling motherfuckers. Now that you stuck in the house, go listen to the Too Much Game podcast. You got time, nigga. I know you ain't going
nowhere. You can binge listen, actually.
Exactly, and you can watch it on YouTube because you ain't going nowhere. You ain't gonna be driving.
First episode.
Yeah, I'll be like, nigga, check the show out, nigga. You ain't doing shit. Get home. You bored? I got some entertainment for you, play. This is my 81st episode, nigga. You got plenty of content.
You got a lot of time. Go ahead, binge listen.
Yeah, exactly. Read a damn book. Improve yourself. Shit, do something that's gonna make you a better person. Learn a trade. Start a home business or some shit.
That's what I said. I feel like we got so much time on our hands. Why people don't like? This is the time where you should be doing something constructive. Like you said, go learn a trade, read a book, teach yourself how to do something. Like, I just feel like there's so many things you could be doing rather than just sitting around. That this is your opportunity to do it. Like, we all want that opportunity, and now you have it.
Yeah,
take it.
And I don't know, did y'all get the SBA loans and the EDD scam and all that shit in New York?
We got some people got SBA loans, but not enough.
Okay, nah, because in California we was balling out here, like niggas was getting.
We got that little whatever that.
The stimulus. Yeah,
but it didn't do nothing. By then we were like, so people were so hard up for money, like it didn't make no difference.
Nah, out here they had the SBA, the Small Business Association, and like the EDD. People was scamming and getting like $10,000 and $20,000 off of these things, like at one time. Like,
well, no, I didn't get that. I wish I did though.
Yeah, they was filing claims and they was getting $10,000 and $20,000, and instead of like starting a business, niggas was. Like Rodeo Drive, they literally had the police just waiting for black people because they.
Oh, see, that's the thing, and I don't mean to like go hard on black people because I'm black. I love black people, but like we gotta create that generational wealth, and we gotta make decisions where we're putting ourselves in a better situation. Like you should take the 10 grand, go get an FHA loan and buy a piece of property.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Or invest it in something that you give back to your community. Because what's happening is when you spend that money in all essence, it's just gone. It's gone. Exactly. And it's not coming back to us.
Exactly.
So it's just gone. So I feel like, if you're going to scam, it got to be like Peter Pan. You know what I mean? They got to be like, how you what's the one where you rob, you got to rob the rich people.
Rob the rich for the poor.
It gotta be
Robin Hood.
Yeah, it got to be like where we taking that money and we doing something better for everybody in the community. Otherwise, it doesn't serve any purpose.
Yeah, niggas was doing that shit to get McQueens and Balenciagas, and I'm like, dog, why?
They depreciate.
Yeah, I'm like, the niggas who bought jewelry, yeah, that's cool because, jewelry holds value. But at the same time, it's like you could have did so much more with that shit. Like you've been saying you wanted a barbershop your whole life. $10,000, that's enough. Nigga,
right.
you could set up a chair, a mirror, some lights, and all that shit in your garage and have a personal one-man barbershop out of your house. With $10,000, shit, matter of fact,
it could have been a traveling barbershop.
That's what I'm saying. It's 1,000 ways to skin a fucking cat. Like, $10,000 as far as for an entrepreneur, 10,000 untaxed dollars at one time.
That's your startup money.
Yeah, if you really the hustler you said you was, you better have more than 10,000 at this point.
Right.
But
if we talking about, because technically that's the biggest game there is. If you could flip it, that's how you flip it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, let's keep it 100. If you know how to do that, then it's the same thing. It's the same concept. It's just where you putting your money so you can make your return.
yeah, you got 10,000 unexpected dollars. Some niggas was getting 15, 16,000. Some of the people who were actually doing it for people was getting like 30 or 40,000 because they was charging people like 1 or 2 to do their little profile or whatever. You know, but like a lot of motherfuckers, they didn't flip it. They bought cars. They bought, like, remember that Dave Chappelle skit when he was talking about reparations and the nigga was like, I bought this baby cash, nigga. Like, that's what niggas was doing out here. Like niggas was nigging.
Yeah, but we can't get ahead like that. We're not getting ahead. Matter of fact, let me just, and I don't want to get all deep because I want to get fun in this show, but the reality is every time there is a stimulus and there is money like that, they always give it to black and brown people. You know why? Because they know
it's coming right back.
It's coming right. How do we stimulate the economy? We give it to minority people. We give it to people that don't have money, and then they're gonna go and pump their money right into the economy, and it's gonna come right back.
Yeah,
so that's where they don't give money to rich people. Rich people keep their money in the bank.
Stack that. They gonna invest that shit.
Yeah, they keep it tied up in stocks and bonds. They're not the ones going to the supermarket. They're not the ones waiting on the lines. They're not the ones buying those things. And so that's why when they said, oh, we only going to give the money to people that made between this amount of money and that amount of money, that's why that's the focus group. Because that is the group of people that are going to go out there and spend the money. They're
going to give it right back. But I'm
the
saying,
lower tax bracket don't have it, and the higher tax bracket don't need it.
Yeah, and the funny shit that you said that, like, that was one of the main reasons I wanted to get you on here, because I was like, she like the female too much game. Like, it'd be a few episodes I'll be listening to, I'll be like, man, she spitting on that motherfucker.
Yeah, sometimes I feel bad because I'm like, yo, it's hard lessons and it's hard discussions we have to have. But then at the same time, I'm like, why nobody told y'all?
Yeah, but that be the thing, because, you know, like, I fuck with Friday Fuckery. Like, that should be funny as hell. But I also enjoy the shows where you really giving some fucking advice and it's not all wrapped in humor. Like, it's like, niggas, I got to tell you some real shit today.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's tough, though, because I feel bad. Like, when I did Weak Bitch Tendencies, I was like, damn, they going to hate me after this episode.
Hell no. I love that episode.
They gonna be mad. I was like, yo, this is hard. This is real hard. And then I was like, I'm going to drop the episode anyway. Fuck it. Yeah. And till this day, that's my #1 episode. But I be going in. Like, I felt really bad when after I listened to it, I was like, damn, like, none of my friends are going to be my friends no more.
That
I went in on the ladies, and I was like, damn.
That shit sounded like too much game.
I'm all for the men, but let me tell you why. I have a son.
Yeah.
I got an 11-year-old son, and I be thinking about my son, and there's some shit that women do, and I ain't do it before either. But now that I have a son of my own, I'm like, damn. If somebody do that to my son, I'm beating her ass.
Yeah.
You know, you got 2 older sisters. I'm sending them over there. Like, you're not going to beat my son. And some women think that's okay. They're like, I'm a punch him in the face. I'm going to beat him up. I'm going to stab him, like, talking like that. You come in my house and you talk like that about my son, I'm going to tell him, like, stop fucking with her. She crazy.
Yeah.
That's not okay. If someone's telling you stupid every day or you telling you this or telling you that, and, like, we become such a society that we think that that's okay.
It ain't.
And, like, I'm not saying I never done it. I'm not saying I'm better than that. I'm saying, like, I've grown from that to the point where, like, I'm not letting you do that to my child. So if I don't want someone to do it to my child, I'm not doing it to somebody else's child. Yeah. I think that there's these stigmas that go with being a woman and, like, what kind of behavior is acceptable, you know, and that we're so used to, like, there's certain things that, well, that's just normal. Or for men, too, because men are like, well, that's just how women are. But, like, that's not okay. Hell
no.
That is not okay. Like, there is literally men in relationships right now getting beat because, like, you're not allowed to put your hands on me. Exactly. But there's women who are still feeling like it's okay for you to be smacking somebody in the face and punching them in the face and locking them out the car. Like, bro, like, if that's the type of toxic shit you in, you need not be in that situation. Because I don't care who it is in my life. I don't want to be around that. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see it. And if it's ever my child, we got a motherfucking problem.
Yeah, because some, you know, and like I would tell people, like, that's basically taking advantage of societal norms. Like, I had these conversations with women a lot, like, and I don't debate with women. Like, let me not say I don't debate. I don't argue. Like, if we have a disagreement, if we have something where we feel differently, then I'll be like, look, here go my ideas, here go yours. Let's see where we can meet in the middle or convince the other one of the other side of the perspective. But I'm not finna argue. Like, with that, because, you know, a lot of women have this, like, oh, you know, there's a patriarchy and all of that, which does completely exist. But like I tell them, y'all have y'all advantages in this system that we in. If you know how to use the advantages, y'all got a lot of them motherfuckers. Like, you know, it's just, you got to know how to fucking play the game. And a lot of women know how to play the game. And just like with anything, when a person finds a glitch in a system, they take advantage of that shit and they abuse it. Just like women who...
But to me, this goes back to my episode. That is a weak bitch tendency.
It is.
Because if you're a strong woman and you solid in who you are, you solid in your relationship, you confident, then why are you picking at somebody's weakness? That's like when the lion go pick off the little tiny, you know, gazelle. Like, you're gonna go for the weakest one because you know that's the one you could catch. Like, that don't make you a bad bitch. That make you a weak bitch.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
Yeah, that's the truth. And you know, like,
there's a lot of women walking around like, yo, I'm a bad bitch. Like, bro, you forced this dude to be with you. That don't make you a bad bitch. A bad bitch is a woman that got a man who I don't have to force him to be with me. I don't have to hold leverage. I don't have to convince him. He already knows who I am. I'm confident in who I am, and he wants to be with me. So I think the perception sometimes is just like, yo, you know, like, where'd you get that from? Shit. You know, where did you get that? But then I take it one step further, and I haven't done this in my show, but I'm going to. I do feel like that's a learned behavior. And sometimes we carry those behaviors from past relationships, or how we see our own parents and the adults in our lives when we were children behave. Yeah. You know, so it's almost generational. It's like, I see my grandma behave like this with my grandfather and her boyfriend or whatever, and then I see my mother come back and behave the same way. So I'm assuming this is how you have a healthy relationship. Whole time, the whole shit is fucked up. The whole lot, all of y'all, the whole shit been fucked up.
Because that's what I was finna say. A lot of them was raised by abusive motherfuckers. Like, a lot of dudes who beat women, same thing. Like, they saw their mama get beat, so they felt like that's how you control a woman. Like, they
unhealthy. Like, that's toxic, bro. And then there's the same woman going, well, that's how I know he loves me. What?
Yeah. Oh, he's just passionate.
What? Like, he'll do that. He'll be all right tomorrow. What?
Yeah.
Like, no, sis, you ain't got no teeth. Like,
yeah.
What?
I was just having a conversation with a woman who found every excuse to why it wasn't that bad. And, oh, well, you know, like, she called the police on him and he went to jail. And she was like, well, now that he went to jail, he's going to be a different man because now he understands that there's consequences for his actions. And I'm like, dog, you know how many niggas go to jail for DV, get out, and beat the hell out the woman who called the police on them for calling the police?
Take him out the equation. Why are you, sis, okay with that?
Exactly.
Take him out the equation. He got to work on himself. Okay, I'll say that. But you, lady, why are you okay with somebody doing that to you? Why are you okay with saying, well, he's gonna change? Why are you not okay with, like, damn, I need to save my life. I need to create a better environment for my children. How about I'm enough not to let somebody beat on me? Like, she got some work to do too.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And that's what I tell people all the time. Like, I have whole episodes about this shit. Like, you got to look at what you're doing to create the environment that people think is cool to treat you like that. Like, what is it that you're doing that made that person feel like, well, I whooped her ass this time, I can whoop her ass again? Like, you got to delete yourself from the situation once a motherfucker give you that vibe. Because, like I was telling one of my homegirls, like, a lot of times, you know the type, like, I look at shit like there's a profile to certain shit. Like, I used to know the type of woman who would think she could hit me. Because I've been in relationships with handsy women, like, who thought, like, nigga, I'll slap you in your face. You say this or you do this, or, you know, you had this type of interaction with another woman, and I'm like, nigga, I'm going to go ahead and just leave you now. Before it even get to that point, I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to cut it right here, like the women who brag about being crazy. Because some people think that shit is like a badge of honor. Like, I don't think you can handle me.
That is a weak bitch tendency. That's a weak bitch tendency to me. I don't think that is a badge of honor to walk around. First of all, I don't hit men. But I don't hit men because I don't run that fast and I got asthma. And because, truthfully, I don't hit men because, for a number of reasons, but also because, like, usually dudes I fuck with is, like, 190, 220 pounds, like, and I'm 5'1", 135 pounds. I know that I'm going to get my ass beat. I know that if I hit the wrong person, I'm going to get my ass beat. I know the type of dudes I like to fuck with. And I know why I like to fuck with them, because I know if I'm out in the street, ain't shit gonna happen to me.
Yeah.
That same energy is the same motherfucking energy why I won't hit the nigga.
Yeah. Because everybody wasn't raised not to hit women. And not even in that sense, but some motherfuckers was raised that once a person hits you, they're a man now. Because that's how I was raised. My mom is like...
I got mixed feelings because you know what I do for a living in my real life.
Diffuse situations.
And I see kids, I see little girls constantly hitting boys to the point, smacking them in their face, kicking them in the balls. I see it. And I remember one kid, and I was just like, yo, when a boy hit her, she's crying, and she say, I'm going to call my mom. But in the meantime, she in here smacking these little boys like it's okay and trying to hit them in the nuts and thinking that it's funny. And I tell my son not to hit girls. But I also feel like when you hit someone, like what am I supposed to say? Like, this girl's supposed to chase you every day and smack you in your face and you're not supposed to do nothing? Like, so it's a double standard. No, men should not beat women up. At the same time, women should not be beating men up.
Exactly.
And so, I think we also got to, like I just saw somebody comment, we got to understand where it comes from. And then we got to realize that if you're in that situation, I'm not telling anyone that we got to all fix ourselves. But if you're in a relationship and this is where your relationship is going and this is what you're seeing in it, then you need to assess why you in that relationship, male or female.
Exactly. Because I'm always like, what is it about you that make you think it's acceptable for you to be treated this way? Like, why do you think it's cool for a motherfucker to put their hands on you? Like, do you view yourself that low that you think that a motherfucker putting their hands on you is something cool, like something to be accepted?
But there are women that think that, though.
Yeah.
There have been women who said, like, I've had a woman say to me, like, that's how I know he cares. That's how I know he loves me, because if he didn't love me, he wouldn't get that upset. And I'm just like, okay, but at the same time, like, at what point is that too much?
Yeah.
At what point are we thinking about your life and your future? And then when you do have children, what are you teaching your daughter? What are you teaching your son?
Exactly. Because it's like, would you be cool with your daughter coming in the house with a black eye? Saying that her boyfriend did that shit? Are you going to say, oh, he's just passionate? Like, I don't think you gonna think that shit is cool. So like a lot of shit starts with you. Like I tell my wife all the time, like, I gotta be the best example of a man I could be, because this is what I want for my daughter. Like, I want my daughter to see me treating my wife right, so she know this is how a man is supposed to treat a woman. Like, you supposed to want to be home all the time. You supposed to spoil your woman. Like, you supposed to spoil her with time and treat her right and do all of that good shit. Like, just like with my son, like, I feel like my relationship with my wife is their view of what a relationship is supposed to be.
And that's what they're going to emulate in their life. But I feel like a lot of people don't think about that. They just do it, and they think that the chaos is normal. They think that that's what it's supposed to be because that's all they know.
Yeah.
And at some point, okay, fine, when you're 16 and 18 and 20 and 22 and it's like you're immature and your prefrontal cortex is not fully developed, okay, fine. But you get to a certain age, this goes back to my show, Weak Bitch Tendency, you get to a certain age where certain behavior is just not acceptable.
Yeah.
Right? You're a grown-ass woman. You know what I'm saying? There is no reason why you should be on the side of the road unless your man did something absolutely like hideous, screaming at each other in a restaurant or carrying on someplace where you're embarrassing yourself. Like, there's a certain point where you get to in your life where you just can't carry yourself like that and behave like that in certain places at certain times. It's not to say that you don't have emotions. It's just like when you gotta master yourself so then you could master this relationship or this problem that we have.
Yeah, and you know, I tell people, like, there's a fucking age that you get to where it's no longer cool to say I was raised like this.
Well, that becomes an excuse after a while.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Like, well, that's just how I am. Well, bro, you need therapy.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, my nigga, if you bump your head on a rock 3 fucking times, at a certain point, it's you. You the stupid motherfucker at a certain point. So you can't just say I was raised to bump my head on fucking rocks.
Right.
It's like, my nigga, like at some point you got to realize I'm the reason this toxic environment exists. Let me change some shit.
And what are you contributing to it?
Yeah.
What are you contributing? It just didn't get toxic. What are you contributing to it?
Yeah, because when I was younger and single and dating, and women would tell me, oh, you can't handle my attitude, I'm always like, cool, thanks for warning me.
I'm good.
Yeah, like I'm not even gonna try to handle that shit, because if you know it's fucked up and you gonna come into it fucked up, I won't even waste my time. Like, you need to talk to a therapist. You don't need a boyfriend.
They can't handle I can't handle their attitude. I really wouldn't. I would be so turned off. I'd be like, I don't want to. I don't want whatever it is you got. I don't want it.
Exactly.
I would say that. I'm like, I don't want it. Like, you supposed to come make my life better. If you come with all that, I don't want it. And if you know that about yourself, that's even worse, because that means you got a problem, and you know damn well you got a problem, and you're not doing anything to fix it.
Exactly.
I'm just supposed to take that on.
Exactly. It's like a fire burning in your living room, and you just watching the motherfucker burn. Like, why wouldn't you just fix yourself? Why wouldn't you speak to a therapist or talk to your mama or work on yourself? You can do what you
want. I just don't want no part of that.
Exactly.
My cutoff game is terrible. I got issues. I probably should go to therapy for it. My cutoff game is bad. And it just has a lot to do with me being in a place in my life where I'm so centered and in some minor way selfish, that if that's what you're going through, I am mad at you. I understand, but I'm not inviting that chaos into my life. I just did a show on this, and I was like, yo, my life is a cool 82 degrees. The temperature here is nice. The breeze is cool. We sitting by the beach. If you come in with your tornado shit, I ain't fucking with you.
I don't feel like that's bad at all. Like, I don't feel like being selfish is bad. I don't feel like cutting people off is bad, because it's like, cutting toxicity ain't bad to me. Like, I believe in loyalty to an extent, but I feel like loyalty, if it's not reciprocated, then it's stupid. You're being taken advantage of at a certain point. Once you feel like, oh, well, I'm dealing with this because I'm loyal. I'm getting my ass whooped because I'm loyal. This nigga is crashing my car on the way to work because I'm loyal. I'm allowing this nigga to cheat on me because I'm loyal. No, you're dumb.
And you really need to figure out why you feel that way. That's what I would tell a woman. If she was dealing with all that, I'd be like, why? Where is this coming from that you think that this is okay? Why is this okay with you? And then I don't want to start all over. Bro, you're going to end up dead staying here or miserable. What about my kids? This is what your kids going to grow up seeing. Is this what you want for them? Because they're going to emulate the relationships that they see. So really having those tough questions and asking people back, like putting the ball back in the court and taking some responsibility for yourself. Because really, you're just pushing it off on somebody else. Right? I'm waiting for them to change. I'm waiting for them to figure. You're just pushing it off on them. And it is their problem. But it's also your problem too. What you going to do about it? Yeah. Are you just going to sit here and make excuses about it? Or are you going to do something to change your life? Oh, well, people change. They do change. And I'm not saying they don't. How long you going to sit around and wait for somebody to change, though?
And a lot of people don't.
How many teeth you going to lose? How many times your nose got to get broke? How many times your car got to get crashed? How many times you got to get cheated on? Like, for you to be like, okay, this might not be it.
And a lot of people don't change until they experience discomfort. Like, right. if I could whoop your ass with no consequence, I'm not going to change that behavior. Like, a lot of people, you know, they change, but, you know, like, I was telling somebody who I was in a relationship with, like, if I'm fucking up, please let me know I'm fucking up and stop me from fucking up, because I'm not just going to immediately one day be like, you know what? I should stop doing this.
Not if I don't know that it hurts you or harms you or whatever. If I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah, but exactly. Like, sometimes you're allowing fucked up behavior and you don't even know it. Like, you're rewarding bad behavior when you don't punish bad behavior. Like,
or say anything.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if your child is doing something that you don't like, you'll tell your child, but you won't tell your boyfriend that he doing something you don't like. just because he fucking you?
I think a lot of people risk that relationship. They're not confident in the relationship, so maybe they don't say anything because they're like, well, I don't want him to be mad, or I don't want him to leave, or I don't want, and they're more looking at it like that versus let me open up the communication so we can understand each other better. Sometimes there's a lot of grown people who are still immature and in immature relationships because it's very surface. Like, I don't want to say things, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, and so they don't communicate effectively.
Yeah, but I always, my main advice as far as relationships is always be who you are, no matter what. Always make your intentions clear and your expectations clear, so everybody know it's all on the table. I'm not going for you fucking hitting me. I'm not with the handsy shit. I'm not with you being a friendly motherfucker to the opposite sex. Like, whatever your thing is, let your mate know your thing and allow them to make the decision on whether or not they want to accept that. Because like with me, when I was going into relationships, like I would always have a very long conversation about what are your intentions and what are your expectations. Like, what do you expect of me? What do you want from me? What are you bringing to the fucking table?
Because I don't think a lot of men do that. I think they kind of fall into some shit and then they stuck.
Yeah,
and I also think that I do know a lot of men too who have put it out all on the table. And I know a lot of women who have said they heard it, but somehow along the lines want to change what they heard or interpret it as something else. Or he said he didn't want a relationship, but he at my house every day. Bro, he still said he didn't want a relationship. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so at some point, sometimes people kind of take it for what they want because they want the relationship so bad that they're like, nah, I'm going to make this into what I want. Like, bro, that's not what he said.
Yeah, because...
No, but... I want a relationship, so I'm just going to keep hanging out. Like, and so sometimes you got to listen sometimes more than we speak, because sometimes we're not listening to what our partner actually saying. We just interpreting what we want to hear.
Yeah, like, I was telling the homie, like, nigga, the thing is, the reason men and women have a communication breakdown is because men read the lines and women read between the lines. Like us, it's always... This is what I said. I heard what you said. Women is always like, yeah, I said that, but what I meant was some whole other shit. The way I said it, you should have knew that it was this. I had this fucking look on my face, so you should have knew that I was saying what I didn't want. Like if you say, oh, what do you want for your birthday? She like, oh, nothing. But in reality, she wants something.
You in big trouble.
But that's what I'm saying. You wanted something, but you was just, you was kind of implying that you did want something. But with us, it's like, okay, said she didn't want nothing. I ain't gonna get her shit. And then when your birthday come and you don't get shit, and you like, but still, you should have got me something. Like, you shouldn't have said you didn't want shit.
Yeah. I can't even argue for the ladies on that one because I see it all the time happen. And yeah. I feel like men are very like black and white.
Yeah.
Are you hungry?
English.
Yes. Are you thirsty? No. You want to pack the suitcase? How many underwear? How many socks? How many outfits I need? I'm good to go. Women, and I say this all the time, women are emotional creatures. Men are more like realistic and clean cut and dry. And I think the problem between men and women with communication is that from the women perspective, and I'm an advocate for all my dudes because they love me, I feel like women don't listen to men. Because if you listen to men, they're really not that hard to please. They really just want to eat and fuck and be left alone sometimes. Like, they really don't need too much. They're like big puppies. They don't really need too much. They're going to tell you what they want when they want it. You know what I mean? They're going to tell you to pay attention. I think the thing with women, why there's a miscommunication is because we always trying to see something more. You know what I mean? It's always like, well, he was with me last night and he said he didn't want a relationship, but he comes to my house every day and he called me every morning. Like, just because someone does all those things doesn't mean that they want a full relationship with you. It means they enjoy your company, like hanging out with you, but I don't want to be committed to this. And so I think women is always trying to look for something else. Like, bro, there's nothing else. It's just, it is what it is. I put it on the table. You with it or you not with it. And I think that's the problem that women have. We just looking for more sometimes, and sometimes there is no more. It's not always a big overdrawn emotional thing. It just is what it is. Water's wet, shit stinks. I'm good, you good, we chilling, and that's that. If you need something else, let me know.
Yeah, and that be the thing. It's always like with us, it's just this is what it is. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Like with us, it's like 7 colors on a color palette. Like it's blue, it's red, it's orange, it's brown, it's green. Y'all, it's like this is chartreuse, this is magenta, this is periwinkle,
Fuchsia.
this is fucking
Sage.
yeah, like this is violet, this is purple, this is fucking like damn, what the fuck? Like with us, it's always just very basic and simple. But with
It's
women,
very
it always got to be some extra shit. Like, well, you said this, but the way that the look on your face, I decided that's not what you meant. And it's like, no, I said what I meant. I
No.
knew exactly what I was saying when I said that shit. Why would you read my face and not what my words were?
It's true.
Like
It's definitely.
it's very simple with us. Like I tell women, like it's literally like dealing with a child. Like I like chicken strips and shit. Like I like chicken nuggets and hamburgers and like I'm the same shit kids like. I like that shit too. Like I'm simple, but it's all they try to make it intricate because a lot of women look at men through the scope of women. Like we don't have the same emotions. We don't have the same motivations that y'all have. Like it's shit that we feel that y'all don't feel. Like women look at us cheating as some emotional shit, and a lot of times it's not. But y'all looking at it as something that's very emotional when it
I
happens.
tell women that all the time, and they don't understand that. But I'm aware of that, and I just think women can't wrap their head around it. So for a man can have sex with another woman that he just met today, and he could have sex with her, and it's literally just a physical thing. Women don't understand that because for us, sex is not just a physical thing. Sex is an emotional thing. Even if we don't love you, we got to like you. You know what I mean? We got to feel something. There got to be butterflies in our poom poom. Some got to be going on in our belly. Something. We feel something. Guys are not like that. They could see some ass and be like, oh, she's sexy. She throwing it over here. If she throwing it, I'm catching. And so for us, that's why that whole cheating thing is such a big thing, because for women, we're looking at it from the emotional part. Like, why? If you love me and I love you, like, I don't understand how your dick still work.
Yeah.
For men, it's just like, yo, like, she threw some ass at me. I was going to pass it up. You know what I'm saying?
She
and
was
that's
there.
But like,
You
no,
wasn't.
I still love you. Like, you know what I mean? It's not that I didn't mean to not love you. I was just, you know what I'm saying? I like steak, but there was some chicken here. I'm going to eat the chicken tonight. But it's like, I was going to be right back. And that's how fellas think about sex. It's just like, yo, it wasn't an emotional thing for me. It takes a lot more for them to be emotional. Whereas women are like, I just can't wrap my head around that, because for us, 9 times out of 10, most women, it's an emotional thing. They like you a lot. They're feeling you. Something's going on, but they're feeling it. Versus a dude, he don't gotta, and he could walk away, and he could never see that chick again. Don't know her name, and really wouldn't
Don't give a
fucking
shit.
care. Woman, you put her in that situation. If you didn't call by tomorrow night, you know your car's gonna get keys. Somebody fighting. We showing up at your job. Like, you know, shit is going down because women are just not in a like we just not built like that. That's the part of us that is an emotional creature.
And that's
You
why
know, and
men.
that's how we are. But I will say this: when I go back to weak bitch tendencies, if you are not a woman that can handle those types of situations, then you need not put yourself in those types of situations. Not every woman can. There are women that can handle that and act just like a dude, and it's not an issue. But for the rest, the other 90% of us, if that's not how you maneuver and that's not how you work, then you need not put yourself in that situation. But you have to understand the differences between men and women, because we're not the same.
Yeah, and that's why men be so hurt when women cheat, because we do understand. We know.
Well,
you like
know
that
that
nigga.
if she fucked that dude, she was feeling him, and you about almost gone.
Exactly. Like, nigga, I'm on my last legs in this motherfucker. Like, this shit basically over at this point. Because
There also is a double standard, though. Because a guy cheats on a woman, and 9 times out of 10, that woman will stay. Because it's just, that's what guys do. You'll stay. A woman cheat on a man, bro, you ain't coming, sis. You ain't coming back from that, yo.
But it's
I can tell you right, and I know there's women watching right now like, Karen, that's not fair. I didn't make the rules. I'm just telling you what it is. Your man, even if he stay with you, will never look at you the same. Never.
But it's because, like, when you think about it, like you said, with women, it ain't just physical. It wasn't like, oh, he had them gray sweatpants on and I just had to test that out. No, it was like, I like the way he looked at me. I like the way he spoke to me. Oh, you weren't doing something. Because they love to put it on us like, oh, you didn't hug me at night, or I wasn't feeling love. You didn't make me feel sexy. He made me feel sexy. So with us, it's always like we look at ourselves as inferior when we get cheated on. Like how women internalize it, we do as well. Like it must be something that she don't see in me that made her feel like she had to go over there and get some dick as opposed to getting it over here at home.
I mean, yeah, but my question to you is how come y'all are not as forgiving?
Because we know that it's not just physical. Like with y'all know, like y'all would be like, call that bitch and tell her, fuck you, you got a woman. We'd be like, bitch, fuck you, I got a woman. Click. With y'all, it's like we know you had to like that nigga in some capacity. You either really liked him or you was really over us. It's either or both. And that's the reason we can't take y'all back, because we know there was a big fucking breakdown in order for you to go over there and do that shit.
But for women, it's a breakdown too to be cheated on. I mean, they feel, we internalize that too. Like, what does she have that I don't have? And I did, all of this stuff for him and that.
But it's like
we internalize it too. How come we take you back?
Because we fucked down and y'all could look at that and realize it couldn't have been shit. I look better than that girl. I'm doing way better than that girl. Oh, you did fuck her just because you was drunk or some stupid shit. Like, it's easily justified a lot of times because we do cheat with a bitch way under you. We fuck right down. Y'all don't. Y'all fuck with a nigga that we look up to. Y'all fuck with a nigga that's taller. He look better than us. He funnier than us. He got a bigger dick than we got. It's like, damn. Really?
You gotta hit that hard.
Like with y'all see this nigga cheated with this bitch. I can't believe he cheated with this bitch. Like y'all be more disappointed than anything when we cheat, because you're like,
because when you fuck down and you just got me like come on now, because now that chick gets to look at me and be like, I fucked you, man. Like that bitch should not even have. She should not get to say that.
But it's like, it's literally when you fuck a woman's man, it's like I borrowed your car. Like at the end of the day, it's still my car. You drove it, whoop-de-doo, but it's still my car at the end of the day. Like he's paying my bills. He's paying my rent. He's taking me out. He's showing me off. All you got was some dick. Whoop-de-doo.
We should look at it that way. I never thought about it like that, but okay. You're right.
Like that's what it is.
I mean,
like,
not to make this okay. I'm just saying, I never looked at it like that.
Yeah, but that's what it is.
But
like,
still, in a woman's mind, that's still like, damn, like this bitch fucked my man. Like she should not even be in a situation where she gets to fuck my man.
Yeah, she rode your motorcycle, but it's still your motorcycle at the end of the day. But with us, it's like, nigga, for you to have went over there and did that, there was something. Something went wrong between us that made you do that. You either liked him more than you liked me in that moment. I made you feel a way that you don't like to feel, so you decided that he made you feel better than I made you feel in that moment. Like, that's the reason with us, it's like, nah, I can't accept that, because with y'all, a lot of time it comes to a point where y'all realize that bitch really wasn't shit. Like, but with us, it's like, nah, that nigga was something. It was something about that nigga, and I don't want to compete with that. So that's why a lot of times it's hard for us to take y'all back. Like, there's dudes who take women back after cheating, and them some strong motherfuckers, because like, I don't know, like that. It's a scary. I don't even like the thought of this shit. Honestly, I'm just like, ugh.
I feel like the guys that even do take women back, I feel like they never. You can't. It's not something they could just get past. The same reason women can't get past it, because women take men back and they still can't get past it. I feel it's the same with men. Like, they might not say nothing, but I feel like internally they can't get past it.
Yeah, because honestly, I really feel like we feel the same emotion, but women are a lot stronger than men. Like, y'all can take that same hurt, internalization of what the fuck happened, and the feeling of like inferiority, like what's wrong with me. And over time, y'all will eat that. Like, you know what? Fuck that. Like,
no, we just usually boss up after that.
But again, we
go
don't.
back to school, buy a house, get a new car, get a haircut. We good.
We don't. Like, y'all got that breakup glow where y'all start doing way fucking better. Us, we break up and we get right back on the same bullshit. Like, we don't do that. We don't be glowing up. Like, we just like, I'm fucked up. Some niggas, a divorce fuck their whole life up. Like, a bad breakup fuck everything up for a nigga. Like, we ain't strong like that. We not built like that. Like, and that's why it's hard for us when we see y'all go fucking with another nigga. You know, like, especially when it's like, you know, and then I think it might be bigger in the black community than like in other races. Like, especially if you suck the nigga dick.
So tell me about that. How much leverage does that have? I'm just asking for myself.
Cause to us, that shit is special. Like, you put your mouth on this nigga, man. Like, you know,
see, your man would be like, never kiss me again.
But that's what I'm saying. Cause, and like just how
I would feel that same way if you cheated on me with some woman and you had your face in her pussy. I'd be like, oh no.
But a lot of times, I don't think y'all ask them specific ass questions like we do.
I wouldn't want to know.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. A nigga will ask.
And more hurt. I would just be like, I don't need to know anymore. I don't need to know details like that. But men need to know details
exactly.
like that.
Niggas ask, where did you meet him? How did you meet him? Did you suck his dick? Did he fuck you from the back? Did you do that little thing that you be doing? Like, niggas, like me personally, I don't want to know. Like me, young Dolomite, I'm always just like,
the little thing, she really liked him.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like, but with us, our imagination is you did all that shit. Like, our imagination runs wild when we think of y'all cheating on us because we like, nigga, y'all niggas probably played my mixtape and laughed at my music. Like, y'all probably was talking shit about me because a lot of times women be cheating on men out of spite. I'm not saying that's always what happens, but that does happen. And it's like, nigga, you talking to this nigga about how I ain't shit. Oh, yeah. He doesn't treat me like this. He doesn't make me feel like this. He doesn't compliment me like that. He doesn't say this. Like, with us, when we go and fuck with another bitch, it's just like, bitch, bend over. We got 30 minutes because I got to hurry up. I got to take a shower and I got to be home to my motherfucking girl. So we need to hurry the fuck up and do this shit, bitch. It is what it is. Wham, bam. Thanks. I'll see you next time I'm in town and I'm out. Like, with women, it's like an emotional thing. Like, oh, yeah. I can't wait to see Jerome. Like, y'all are fucking planning a whole girls trip around going to fucking cheat with a nigga. Like, y'all got a plan. Like, yeah, you know, I'm going to tell my husband that we going to go here and then we going to go to the airport and he going to pick me up from the airport. And I already took some pictures somewhere that looked like we on vacation so I could send them to this nigga and act like I'm gone. And like, y'all be plotting. Y'all homegirls is in on it.
Oh, that's a lot of calculation.
Your mama be in on it. Like, everybody be in on the cheat. Men, we just like, I was at James' house. Like, it
James not even home.
Exactly. Like, it don't even be planned out. Like, we don't even know what the fuck James doing. James knocking on our door while we saying we at James' house. Like, damn, I got caught. Damn, James, why you come to the house, nigga? Like, with us, it ain't planned out. It's not no fucking big thing. Like, it's just like, man, we just doing that shit. Right. But the reason it hurt us so much is because, like, you planned this shit. You plotted this shit. Like, it took a lot for you to do this. With us, we'll literally just, oopsie.
It just happened.
Yeah, like, she looked good. Ass was fat. You was on your period. Like, oopsie. My bad. With y'all, it's a whole different thing. Like, yeah. You know, because like I talked about this with my co-host on my other podcast, and she love to blame the nigga for cheating. When women cheat, it's because men ain't doing this, and y'all not doing that, and y'all not doing this, and it's like, well, damn. How do you think that makes us feel for getting cheated on then if it's our fault? And what makes you think that we want to come back to you if obviously we can't satisfy you?
That's a good point. I mean, I feel like if it's just getting to the point where it's two people cheating back and forth at each other, why are you still there?
Yeah, that's just toxic.
You know, it's one thing like, okay, things happen, people, you know, make mistakes or whatever the case. But if it's just, I'm going to cheat because you cheated, and then I'm going to cheat because you cheated, and then y'all got two different relationships going on, then why y'all still in a relationship?
Yeah, y'all might as well just part ways, just be single. Like, nigga, so what, y'all just splitting the rent at this point? Like, y'all roommates now.
Yeah, like, what's the point of doing that? What's the point? Like, the only person you get to choose in your life is your partner that you're with. So if it gets to the point where that's what you're doing, and it's just back and forth with the nonsense, then why are you doing that? Because at some point you're gonna have to stop, and then you're gonna be stuck with each other. Yeah,
pretty much. You're gonna end up
or
with a baby.
Or you can't get past all the stuff that happened, so now y'all just both miserable. Like, that don't make no sense either.
A baby and resentment, and that happens a lot, and that's sad. But that's why I always believe in, you know, my expectations and my my intentions every time. And that's my best advice that I give in relationships is, nigga, that's what y'all need to talk about at the table on your first date. You know, once y'all decide that y'all gonna take each other serious, like, nigga, let her know this is what I require. This is what I have to offer.
Agreed.
Take it or leave it. Like, not, you know, because a lot of people, it's the dick, it's the pussy, it's the way he makes me feel. Yeah, like, I get the whole vibe shit. You know, oh, it's a vibe, it's a feeling. Oh, if you don't have a certain vibe, we can't be in a relationship. Because, you know, now, like, that's the thing, like, vibes and energies and all that good old shit.
I like vibes and I like energies, but, like, when you start getting serious with somebody, it's more than vibes and energy. It's like, what is your hygiene? Do you manage your money? Are you respectful? You know what I mean? Like, just, you know, what is your family like? How were you raised? What are your morals? What do you believe? Like, once you start getting into a serious relationship, them vibes ain't enough. Those vibes are enough to attract us to each other, but it's not going to be enough to withstand all the other things that you're going to have to deal with if this is someone you choose as a partner in life.
Exactly, because, like, in my toxic days, like, I'm the master of vibes. I'm the vibe fucking king. Like, everybody who ever fucked with me felt the vibe. Like, oh, Anthony, you just make me feel a certain way. And I'm like, yeah, sure, bitch. I'm fuck you and leave you. you sorry you felt that way, because you gonna be in love and I'm gonna be in your home, girl, tomorrow. Like, nigga, I got these vibes for everybody. Like, and that's the thing.
It's a Scorpio in us. That's what that is.
We just cool motherfuckers. We a water sign.
The whole thing is just a vibe.
Yeah, like, nigga, kicking it with us is just like, you gonna get that feeling fucking with us. Like, that's what we do.
But don't fall in love, because I ain't gonna help you out.
Exactly. I'm gonna be flowing down the motherfucking river. I'm over here with it now. You all calling my phone, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? I'd have been deleted your number off my phone. But it's like, you know, you can't just go off vibes and how a motherfucker make you feel. I understand the importance of that shit, but, you know, to me, the most important thing is expectations and intentions. Like, nigga, where are we going with this shit? Because, like I said, a lot of times I make my intentions very clear, very early. Look, man, I'm just looking for somebody to fuck on for the next week or two. And depending on how good this shit is, it might go further. But that's it. No, just because we went to I Pick Theater don't mean we in a relationship. Just because I took you somewhere nice don't mean we in a fucking relationship. Just because I accidentally spent the night because I fell asleep don't mean we in a fucking relationship.
That's the thing. A lot of times people hear the intentions, but they not listening. You know, you heard me, but you didn't listen. And so now they're turning all of those things into whatever it is that they want for themselves.
Yeah.
You know, that's the part where it's like, okay, well, I don't understand what happened. What happened is you just kind of took what you wanted. You only heard what you wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And now your feelings going to get hurt.
Yeah.
That's just it.
It's
I
sad.
think for me, because this is what we were talking about, I think for me, it goes back to, so I'm very good with my communication and my intentions and my expectations, but I've had men tell me that they're intimidated by me. And I told you this earlier. I was like, but I'm like 5'1", on a good day, about 135 pounds. I don't feel like I'm an intimidating woman in the sense of like my size or my stature or whatever. And I just don't understand. I'm like, why are you intimidated by me? You know, why would that be something that's intimidating? Yes, I do communicate, and I would tell someone flat out, like, I don't know if I want a relationship right now. But I don't think that's something intimidating. I think that that's just me being honest with who I am and where I am in my life. And that might be something that I just feel like I'm not like every woman in the sense that like I have to be in a relationship. Like I'm good. Like you could come over, we could chill, we have a drink, we'll fuck, and then you can leave and I'm good. Like I'm not insecure in any way about that.
That's
and
what
I think some people are intimidated by that.
That's what it is. Because like with dudes, like we look at, you know, societal norms. Like you supposed to be the one chasing behind me. Like you supposed to be the one that catches the feelings. So if we have a sexual encounter and I enjoy it more than you enjoyed it, now I'm the one with the feelings and I'm the one calling you and you like, nigga, I told you I just wanted to fuck one time. Why are you calling my phone? Why are you hitting me up, my nigga? Like the thought of that intimidates niggas. Like we don't want to be the one calling you and you looking at the phone, letting it ring out. We don't want to get left on red. Like we don't want a woman to do us how we do women.
I'm not necessarily doing men how they do women. I'm just very like content. And I'm okay with that. Like, I don't understand. I don't know if it's that or it's just like, you know, sometimes successful women I don't consider myself successful. I feel like I'm okay, but I don't consider my success where I want to be. But I feel like sometimes people see the successes of certain women and they're intimidated by those certain women. And so they feel like, well, you know, I don't know if I could talk to her or I don't know. I don't know what people take from that. I really don't.
Back to societal norms. Like a lot of men want to be the provider. And they feel like if they in a dynamic where they money ain't a form of leverage, that can be intimidating for a dude. Because a lot of times, like we look at leverage in a lot of relationship situations, like, okay, what do I have that I can hold her with? And a lot of women do it as well. Like, what is it that I have that's going to keep this motherfucker? Like, so whether it be my pussy, my looks, my career, or this, okay, I know that if I'm fucking with him, these are the things that's going to hold him. With us, we feel the same way. So it's like, okay, I'm fucking with her. She know I got money. She know I got a big dick. She know I got A, B, C, D. So this is what I have. So if this interaction goes fucked up, I can remember I got the money. Remember I got this.
But let me just tell you something. This is like a whole therapy session. That shit ain't never going to happen to me. Because I'm not in a situation where I need money. And I don't sell pussy. So, and I never will be in a situation where I sell pussy because that's a choice I'm making. So you can't hold money over my head. And I don't date guys with money. Not because I can't, just because I don't want it used as leverage. Like when people do offer me things, and I've been offered lots of nice things, like come on, I'll fly you out. Nah, bro, because I'm not taking money from you just so that you can fuck me. Like I'm not doing that. But if I don't like you, I don't like you. So I'm not going to be in that situation. I've been in a relationship where I've made more money, and I think it was intimidating for him. But like, I'm not going to stop what I'm doing, and I'm not going to stop my hustle. You either level up or move out the way. I mean, later on, he ended up having to move out the way, but like, I'm not going to have to, like, I'm not trying to de-emasculate, whatever the word is, you as a man, but at the same time, I'm not going to not make my paper and take care of my responsibilities. With that said, I have nice things. I don't brag about it, but I have nice things. I drive a nice car. Like, that's mine. And if that makes you uncomfortable, then that's on you. But I'm going to walk into the dealership and I'm going to buy what I want because I earned it. And so I feel like sometimes men are not used to that because they're used to like, oh, can you buy me this? Can you give me that? Can you take me here? Can you take, like, I'm not in that situation. Like, I'm just not. Maybe my parents may raise me to be like too confident or something like that, but I'm just not in that situation. So when, you know, what can you hold me with? And I've been divorced. And when I got divorced, I walked out. So I left the house. The only thing, I did take my car, but I left my house. I left my clothes in the closet. It was like some Nas and Khalees shit. I left the wedding dress in there. I was like, because he was holding, that's exactly what you said. He was holding it over my head. Like, yo, I'm not going to leave this house because then she'll stay. I like, fuck it, take it.
Yeah.
I'll buy another one. Like, you can't have a car. Fuck it, take it. I'll buy another one. So I now, having gone through that situation, I'm at a place in my life where there's not really anything tangible except these kids I gave birth to, and 2 of them are grown. that you could hold over my head to force me to be in any situation with anyone. And so maybe people are intimidated by that when you're just at a place spiritually in your life where like, oh, I got a big dick. Okay. And I got a couple vibrators in the house. What's your point?
That's what's intimidating. Like, I don't have no leverage over her. Like, a lot of men go into relationship dynamics looking for their leverage. Okay,
that's
what?
Crazy. I didn't know that, but that's crazy.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people approach shit. Like, what do I have that I can hold this person with? Like, if I have nothing I can hold this person with, this person has all the power, and that's intimidating.
But I also feel like it goes back to, for me, a weak bitch tendency. Why do you need leverage to hold someone? I don't want to be someone that has to hold someone hostage.
But shit, like me, I say it all the time. Like them weak ass niggas, punk ass niggas. If you listen to this show a lot, bitch ass niggas. Like me, I'm not intimidated.
Bitch tendencies. Like I don't want to put somebody in a cage and force them to be with me and be like, oh, the minute they don't want to be with me anymore, I got to go in a drawer and pull out some leverage. I got to pull out the car. I got to pull out the money. I got to pull out the kid. Anybody's life. I really think that the best way to be a bad bitch, and I don't consider myself a bad bitch, is that somebody wants to be with you because they just like, there is nothing that you could hold over me. I'm actually here 110%. I stopped what I was doing. And I'm here and I'm in this moment, this time, this relationship, whatever it is in this space, because I want to be here. I think that's the dopest shit ever. Like you, I'm not forcing you to be here. I don't have to beg you to be here. You want to be here.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I am the leverage. That's what I always tell people. Like, nigga, okay, he's rich. He's not me, though. Okay, he's famous. He's not me, though. His dick is big. He's not me, though. Like, I am the leverage. I don't need money. Like, I had women when I was broke. I had women when my teeth was fucked up. Like, I've never had no problem getting women. So it was never a thing where I go into a relationship and I'm like, oh, but she has so much money, though. Oh, but she's so pretty, though. Oh, but she has
There's
this.
There's a lot of men that are intimidated by a lot of those things. They're intimidated. They'll say they want to be with her, but they're intimidated by how pretty she is. Not because she's pretty, but because other men want her.
Exactly.
They're intimidated because she makes money and now she's making more, that masculine part that's like, I should be the breadwinner, becomes into battle because some men are not okay with dealing with a woman that makes more money than them, right? Because in their mind, the masculine part of me is like, I'm supposed to be the provider. I'm supposed to take care. And now here she is throwing her money around. Some men are intimidated by that. It makes them feel inferior. So there's a number of men out there, and like you said, bitch ass niggas, that, and some of them are probably not even bitch ass niggas. They just haven't dealt with the shit they need to deal with. Like you got to clean up you got to clean up all that shit on your own, or use this show to kind of reflect on yourself and be like, damn, that's how I feel. I got to figure that shit out because you're now in a relationship with someone and you're wondering why you feel that way. And it's like, you're intimidated by who they are for multiple reasons that got nothing to do with them. It got to do with you and how you feel about yourself.
Exactly. Cause I tell motherfuckers all the time, like, nigga, if you left me for any reason, you wasn't for me. And I could accept that. Like if you left me because you felt like you had so many other options, then that's cool. I'll find somebody else. Like, just like you can find another person, so can I. So, like, I don't want to hold nothing over your head. Like, I don't want to have to keep you here with money or keep you here with shit. If you want to leave, you can dip. Because, shit, just like I'm replaceable, so are you. So we just going to enjoy the time that we have with each other, and we going to move the fuck on if we have to. And if not, then we going to stay the fuck together. But it is what it is. Like, shit, my 12th wedding anniversary was yesterday.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Air horns and good shit. But yeah, like, I've been married 12 years, and it's like, I know that she don't need me and I don't need her. Like, we need each other because we are in love with each other. Like, she is what makes me happy. Like, we make each other happy. That's our leverage to each other. But It's like, she not with me because without me, she wouldn't have everything that we got now. She could have that shit without me. Right. Like, but what keeps us together is that we in love with each other.
And that you both want to be there together and work at it and make it work. And that's the essence of it. And I think that's what a lot of people get lost at.
Yeah, because I tell motherfuckers, if you could point to why you in love with a person, you might not really be in love with them. Like if it's like, oh, I love her smile. Okay, well, what if her teeth get busted out? Oh, I love his sense of humor. Okay, like what if he lose a parent and he's no longer that funny guy? Like, a lot of times you just love a person because they are who they are. And
right.
I that's my leverage in anything. I'm me. Like if I'm cracking jokes, I'm me. If I'm being real serious and giving y'all niggas real knowledge and no jokes, I'm still me. Like I'm all me. That's what it is. It ain't the humor. It ain't the money. It ain't my sense of style. It's who I am on the inside. So like you should never be intimidated by a motherfucker because at the end of the day, you should be looking at what you bring to the table. Like you are discounting your own value when you feel like somebody else's value is above what you bringing. Like, oh, her beauty is above what I'm bringing. Like, nigga, if you intimidated by a woman, that's your problem. That ain't on her.
Right.
Like
that's
it's
not a competition, though. You shouldn't be intimidated with your own woman, though. She's yours.
Exactly.
So that's a whole nother thing. Like, if that's your woman and you confident that that's your woman and you doing right by her, you should not feel intimidated at all. And it should be actually the opposite. You should be showing her off.
Yeah. But, bitch ass niggas.
Bitch ass niggas.
And weak bitch tendencies. It's the same
weak
shit.
bitch tendencies.
It's the
That's
same
what it is.
shit.
And it's okay. I don't get mad at people for being a weak bitch. Because I feel like at some point, we all been a weak bitch. Yeah. I say it all the time. We all been a weak bitch before. Because we
people just don't know no better. Yeah.
You didn't know no better. The point is that you grow from that and you learn from that so that you don't have to be in that space anymore. That's one. And that you get to share with somebody else. So they don't need to be a weak bitch.
Exactly. And that's the thing. That's a big reason I wanted to have you on. Because we be meeting. We be right fucking here.
Yeah, we just want to live life and be good. We don't and help somebody else out in the process of doing that.
Yeah, I'm like this is like the female version of Too Much Game. Every time I be listening to that shit, like
come back whenever you want me back, you let me know. We'll do this again.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, I gotta come on your show. We gonna figure out how to get your roadcaster to hook the StreamYard. And,
yeah, and then you come on and we just gonna kick it on Say It Loud.
Yeah, you get to be on the left side.
Which will be fun. It'll be fun. I got all the questions for you.
Yeah, for real. Because I'm like, shit, like we got a different structure to our show. So, that's going to be the good shit. Because my shit don't really be funny all the time. Like, for the most part, I just be talking, some game and shit. Because
I'm just funny. I don't even be planning it. I don't even be planning to be funny. Like, I just be going and it just be jokes. But some of the things that I say are not really jokes.
Yeah,
it's real
it ain't meant
life.
to be funny.
I just say it in a way that I be like, bitch, and people they just like it, I guess. And it's fun and it's entertaining, but it be real shit. It be real shit I'm talking about. It's just in a way where you don't got to feel bad about it.
Yeah. Cause the first episode I heard was the Dick Dash episode.
Oh yeah. Well, we're about to go back into lockdown. We're gonna have to schedule a Dick Dash again,
Yeah, exactly. Like you gonna have to re-up that one.
Everybody loved that episode, but that was like based on a true story. Somebody called me that night and was like, yo, I need to get some, but we can't really move. I was like, yo, you gotta schedule a Dick Dash. She was like, what's that? I was like, it's like DoorDash, but it's a Dick Dash.
Yeah.
Come through real quick. You know what I mean? And it is what it is, but that's how we do.
Yeah, I love that episode.
Yeah, Dick Dash was fun. Weak Bitch Tendencies was good.
What was it, like 2 or 3 weeks ago when you was talking about what do you bring to the table?
Oh yeah, what do you bring to the table? So my show, I have a lot of male listeners, and I told you I have mad male cousins. I have a son. I have a lot of men in my life that I love, and I feel like my show has kind of gravitated. Like I speak to women, and there's a lot of women that listen, but I speak to the men too. And I was inspired because I feel like sometimes we're always talking about, for women, we're always like asking dudes, what do you bring to the table? And I've actually sat down with certain women in my own life, and they've been like, I need a guy that drives a Porsche. He got to make 6 figures. He got to have this kind of job. And in my mind, I was like, yo, sis, you don't have any of these things.
Yeah. Kind of car you drive.
I mean, you don't have a car. You don't have a high school diploma. You got 2 kids already. Like, you don't have any of these things that you asking for. Why would a man that has these things want to be with you? Not to say that that's all he wants, but like, you know, we tend to date at where we shop, right? You don't go to certain dealerships if you're not buying that kind of car, right? And so it made me wonder, as a women, like, what are you actually bringing to the table? Because you asking for what this person's bringing to the table, and you putting out this laundry list of things that you want, but do you have any of the things that you're asking from somebody else? Because it's almost unfair. Like, I know when I ask for things, well, I'm on a different level because I'm on some spiritual shit. So I feel like I don't have to get married again and I don't need your money. So I'm actually just looking for good people in my life, like good hearted. I will settle down when I just meet somebody that's just like, yo, I fucking dig you and I love you and you're funny and it's stupid and you're retarded, but you're cute. And I'll be good with that. But there's a lot of women that have this laundry list of things, and mostly tangible, but they don't bring those same things to the table. And I just feel like, I don't know, I might tell my dude friend, stop fucking with you. Like, if I'm the girl that's always hanging out with the guys, and when they say, Kate, what you think? I might be like, yo, shorty just after your money. Or she trying to level up based on you. Or how she gonna ask for this kind of car and sis don't even got a bus pass or whatever you need. Like, Metro I feel like card. Sometimes you gotta, sometimes women gotta also understand, like, you asking for things that you have never experienced in your life. Like, he gotta be well traveled. Like, you don't even got a passport. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, sometimes the list don't make sense and you're not bringing those things to the table. And why would a man who has all of those things want to be with a woman like you? And so that's what the episode was really about. It's not discrediting the women. It's just like, is your list practical? And of those things that you want from somebody else, are you capable of bringing them to the table yourself?
Yeah, if you want an amazing motherfucker, you yourself have to be amazing. And it is what it is.
I'm saying. That's all I was saying. Like, is what you're asking for reasonable for the person who's asking?
Yeah.
You know, like a homeless person asking for you to bring a filet mignon. You're not going to get that. You're going to get this 4 for $4 from Wendy's, and that's going to be that. Like,
yeah. You
know what I mean? You so I feel like that's where the episode really came from, and just looking at the list that women bring to the table, and are they putting themselves in a position to bring those things themselves? Like, I know what I bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I know. So I know, like, when I ask for something, I don't see, I don't even have to ask you because I'm going to go get it. That's who I am. You know what I mean? But there are some women's like, nah, he got to have this. And you just looking at her like,
yeah, what do you got? You know, like I said, like, it's like a car lot. Like, okay, so do you have the credit score to get that car?
Yeah. Do you have the credit score to get that car? You want to what?
I see you looking at the Rolls Royce, and that's nice, but according to the way you're dressed, I don't know if you got the Rolls Royce qualifications.
No, you better go in the Corolla section and pick something that works for you.
Yeah, you need to go to the Honda lot. Like, they're down the street. Your cars, they're down there. Maybe you don't need to be walking around over here.
Yeah, and I know it sounds messed. Again, the women be like, "Damn, Kay, you go really hard." But at the same time, I'm like, again, if you was my son or my cousin or my brother, and I met some of these chicks and I would flat out tell my dude, I tell the men in my life, like, yo, I don't like her, and they be like, why not? And I'll be like, this, like, yo, she not the one. She not the one. And they're like, how you know? I'm like, yo, she's just trying to level up.
Yeah, sometimes we be, we need that outside discernment, that feminine energy to tell us when a woman ain't shit.
And they be like, nah, I'm gonna fuck with her anyway. And then they come back. You was right, Kate. No, I know.
Mm-hmm. Always listen to your female friends, fellas.
I told y'all ain't want to listen to me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that episode came from. And then it just kind of goes from there. There's some of, bitch ass niggas, that kind of thing. Cause it's the opposite of weak bitch tendencies. There's some dudes out there that, doing some bitch nigga shit.
Bitch ass niggas.
Yeah, bitch ass niggas, yeah. And you guys gotta be like, yo, my dude, like, you know, you gotta get on with your life and do what you need to do. So there's some topics that people don't want to talk about, and I just take the time and sit down and pour myself a drink and I talk about them because I feel like somebody gotta say it. So I'm gonna say it. And
shout out to the Friday fuckery.
Yeah, and then every Friday is the fuckery all day long. I don't know. Whenever I don't do it, people hit me up and they're like, okay, there's no Friday fuckery today. I'm like, yo, my dude, I'm at work.
Yeah. Niggas got lives outside of this shit.
Like, yo, I gotta work. Hold on. It's coming. So every Friday on my Instagram is just Friday fuckery all day. It's just, I actually used to commute on a bus to work and I was bored and I just started posting stuff on Fridays and it just took off and people started following me. And now Fridays, I just do fuckery all day long and we have a good time and we feel good and we laugh. And because life's hard enough, like, it's just. Yeah,
I'm glad I got a personal page to get back to my bullshit. Because the Too Much Game page, I don't like memeing them up like that. So now that I got my Uncle Dolomite page, I get to flood
so I do it on my
timeline.
personal page. My Safe Loud page is mostly Safe Loud stuff. But my personal page, every Friday, we just have a good time and feel good and, you know, let everybody enjoy some fuckery.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, well, you know, you could plug everything. You know, we'd have been out here 1:20 and shit. We can go all motherfucking night, but I got to go to work and shit.
But you're going to come on my show. We're going to do another episode. We're going to get this one out on both platforms. So we're going to be all over the place. We're going to market this. You know how I do already.
Yeah.
The brand, if you haven't followed me, you can follow me Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, pretty much everywhere. I am Karen L. Or Say It Loud. Yeah. Say It Loud. SAYITHLOUD. So that's all over the social media. There's also a website. There's merch and mugs and hats and gray sweatpants. That's another one. That was crazy too, because I always talk about gray sweatpants. Then my daughter called me up and she was like, Ma, you know what you should do for the fall for merch? And I was like, no. She was like, gray sweatpants. I was like, you're right. And then within a couple hours, boom, gray sweatpants season. It's like sundresses.
The men thoughts.
It's thought gear, but you know, go ahead, fellas, live. We're enjoying the eye candy. So yeah, go to the website. There's merch. There's all kinds of stuff on there, and just have a good time, man. That's all we want to do.
Beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to step my shit up. Like,
well,
man,
you let me know. You let me know when you're ready.
Like I'm trying to get like Karen. She out here fucking killing shit.
Yeah, whenever you're ready. Listen, I feel like we got time right now. We got time. So whatever we want to manifest, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, I got to give me a vision board and all that good old shit.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Step my manifestation up.
Yeah. You got to just bring it to life and let's do it.
Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate having you on. You know, at this point, this is when I give my guests the option because, you know, I got my little closer that I do. You can kick it for the closer. Or, you know, you can, you know, I know it's late out there in New York, y'all, about 10:43 at night and shit.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, if you want to kick it or you could jet, you know, it's on you. But
I'll listen.
Yeah, I'm finna say, I got to do my little outro and shit. So, you know, it be up to y'all.
All right.
So, yeah, we going to go ahead and drop the mic on that shit. If you would like to support us financially, it is patreon.com/Townhouse Media. House Media. Support all the Townhouse Media podcasts. Seriously Not Another Podcast, Friday nights at 9 p.m. with the super producer Ben Ready. Whenever the fuck he get around to it, whenever he feel like that shit. Because every Friday it ain't going to be happening, but when he feel like it, he going to do that shit. Tuesdays, the Talk Flirty podcast, Talk Flirty Tuesdays with just Nikki. Check her out. She's back coming back consistent. Shout out to her. Also on Tuesdays, the Sports for You podcast with Nick Freeze, Young Mark, and John Watson. 6 p.m. live on Facebook and live on YouTube. They do their thing. One of my favorite sports podcasts. Wednesdays, the No Rules podcast, Hump Days Will Never Be the Same with Mark and Ill Will doing they shit, aka The Bloods. Also on Sundays, Cat vs. Dog podcast with myself, Young Dolomite, and my co-host CJ Chelsea Perry, the motherfucking celebrity of Townhouse Media. Sundays, 3 p.m. Pacific, live at 5 Houston time. And if you hear, you already know the Too Much Game podcast. Live on Fridays. I'm trying to do these motherfuckers at 6 p.m. Pacific every day. I'm trying to be consistent and schedule these motherfuckers. So y'all catch me when y'all catch me. I'm on social media, on my personal page, at Uncle Dolomite, at Too Much Game Podcast on Instagram, at Too Much Game Pod 1 on Twitter, even though I'm never tweeting on that shit. At Young Dolomite on Twitter, even though I'm never tweeting on that shit. Follow me on YouTube, Apple, all streaming platforms. Leave a like, rating, review, comment, like, share, subscribe, and all that good old shit. And I think that's it. So thank you to my guests. Thank you so very much, Karen, for popping up and pulling up and fucking with me.
Anytime, love.
And my all the time, everybody already know, I ain't here to help you get bitches. I'm here to help you get better. Too much game.
Fun interview. Thank you so much, Uncle Dolomite, for having me. Thank you, Too Much Game Podcast. I'll come back whenever you want me. That was just mad cool to sit and kick it with you. If you're looking for me, you can find me on all social media. I am Karen L. at Say It Loud. Big shout out to our sponsors, Sweet Vibrations. Hit them up using code LOUDER for 10% off, as well as our giveaway that's going on this week for Thanksgiving from Manscaped. Definitely go enter to win. We're giving away a Manscaped box as well as a pair of gray Say It Loud sweatpants. So definitely enter to win that. Shout out to them. Also, I got y'all, like I always say, 20% off at Manscaped. Use code LOUD when you place your order and get your 20% off. Go to Sweet Vibes, use code LOUDER, get 10% off. And if you haven't already, hit up the Say It Loud website, www.sayitloud.com. Scoop up some of your Say It Loud merch. I love to see y'all rocking the brand and rapping for the people. I'll make sure you cop a pic, send it over to us so we can celebrate you celebrating us. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Love you. Bye.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Log on now to www.sayitloud.com or email Karen L. Email Karen L. at KarenL@sayitloud.com.
Do it now.
Let's get this network started.
Now let's get it started.
It's Karen L live on the Say It Loud radio show, streaming across 30 plus platforms now.
Hit me.
Yeah.
Please be clear, we are popping it off.
Flex your fingers, and type up www.sayitloud.com now. And stay in tune with everything. Karen L is on the World Wide Web.
How did I bring my dreams alive? Why, with a Anchor podcast, of course. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor does the hard work and distributes your podcast for you so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can even make money with your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to Anchor FM to get started.